is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here with Cory and Company. Since 2015, with professional guidance, they have helped you buy and sell with confidence in this thriving real estate market. I'm joined once again with Cory. Thanks so much for joining us again. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. We're talking about formally educated back in DePauw University. We're talking 20 years ago. It's quite a while. For the next 20 years, think about this, a lot of experience that you gained when it comes to really construction, home improvement, really serving the public out there. 2016, things were going pretty good. You enjoyed life, and then so be it, you decided you wanted more. You wanted to basically help people, educate people, and continue going down that road. Like any project, be it life or construction, bumps in the road, detours. Fill in the details for me a little bit. What got you here serving the public now?
Thanks for having me today. I appreciate it. My goodness, what a journey, in fact. And you're exactly right. That experience that I built through the construction industry, through remodeling homes my whole life, my education where I learned how to learn, really has brought me to where I am today, where I am able to serve my clients in an impactful way. And that comes from the fact that I educate folks using all of that knowledge from construction industry. You know, I was kind of sitting there a few years back and I said, what do I know the most about? Houses. Why don't I sell those? And so I really took that approach, and a lot of clients have come to me because of those resources that I provide and the way that I'm able to solve problems and put people in a great position to be successful through that educational piece in the home buying process.
That is interesting. It was a natural fit for you, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, it really was. Thank you. And you couple that with the negotiation experience, the customer service piece of the puzzle that I work through, from call centers to really being an in-store rep for Home Depots, Lowe's, etc. And so really coupling all of that together with the fact that I'm just kind of an even keel guy. And so I can kind of, let things roll off my back, help manage that emotional process. Buying and selling a home is 100% emotional. And so being able to bring a presence of mind to the transaction and to people's lives in that really stressful time has proved to be kind of the icing on the cake for Cory and Company and where we're moving.
Speaking of a time when you're actually buying or selling, as you and me both know, basically, the buying process or the selling process, probably one of the biggest transactions most of us will make in our lifetime is our home. People out there more than ever need to be educated. Does the educational piece really still come through when it comes to with your clients, able to help them navigate, if you will, something that we're all kind of unaware of as this market changes so much?
100%. That is absolutely the critical piece, because most people don't understand a lot of the things that they discover over the course of an inspection or a sewer scope or a radon test. And so they need help digesting that information in a palatable way, in a way that makes sense to them. And so being there in that moment, and also being able to provide resources. So I'm not a home inspector.
Right.
I'm not a professional electrician. I'm not all of those things. So being able to bring the professionals in to offer not only their perspective, but also some dollars on what it's going to cost, really helps put things in perspective. And that information helps my clients be able to make a decision that they're confident about.
The transaction itself is, like I say, pretty exciting. Buying a home, selling a home. Yet at the same time, like you teach, it's emotional. I mean, we're talking with our heart and our mind. Why is it important you feel that a professional is in the consumer's corner to kind of keep them on keel, making them understand that you can't lead with your heart the whole time, even though this is maybe your home that you've had forever?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it really lends perspective, because each professional that I bring into the transaction to give their professional opinion or perspective adds a different element. And I partner with people that have a huge heart for clients, and that really have a compassion to teach. So when you couple my internal team that I have at Cory & Company, along with that sort of external team of vendors, I've really built over the course of the past few decades a team that cares, engages with my clients, and again, just puts that information in their hands that they need to make a decision that's right for them.
Because you're a cloud-based brokerage, do you feel that that allows you more time really to be focused on your client instead of, let's say, managing an office or what have you? And I imagine that had to be pretty beneficial in just the past year in making sure that the needs of your client are important.
Yeah, it's very lean, and it allows me to operate in a fashion where I can eliminate a lot of distractions. Okay. And really focus on what's most important. And that's really solving problems for my clients. I was working through some vision casting today, and the word solutionator came to mind. So I'm kind of the solutionator for the company. So I think that cloud-based brokerage has allowed me and the rest of my team the technology and the leverage that we need to put our clients in a great position to be successful.
Let me ask you, Cory, obviously people out there going into their first home can be kind of hard for them. But honestly, seasoned investors, this is new for them as well. I mean, the market changes all the time. This is something you do day in and day out. Share with me how you are able to help them as well, even folks out there that are building wealth.
Yeah, the seasoned investors might look at someone like me as a real asset and be able to leverage the resources that I bring to the table for their own advantage. So maybe they're looking at doing a fix and flip, and so we can talk through, hey, here's what the house is worth in the current state. Here's what a renovated value would look like. So I can really help them position that and get the information in their hands to make decisions. Beyond seasoned investors, it might simply be, a homeowner that says, hey, I just want to gain sweat equity. I just want to buy a home that I can paint and fix up over time and enjoy myself, and then be able to turn it, and be able to put myself in a great equitable position moving forward. So again, being that resource and having all of those connections and creating those win-win relationships really helps me put folks in a great position to be analytical and really make good decisions in terms of financial pieces moving forward.
Excellent. Let me ask you to effectively share your knowledge that you've gained throughout the years. I would imagine the first skill you have to have is just being able to listen. I mean, how important is it to sit down with your client, get to know them, and find out what their goals are, what they're trying to provide or produce with a certain transaction?
It's funny you ask that, because my dad always taught me there's 3 L's to real estate: location, location, and location. And what I coach my clients and my agents on is that the 3 L's of real estate are listen, listen, and listen.
That's cool.
So you hit the nail on the head, Gary. When you listen to what people have to say, they're going to tell you exactly what they need to feel comfortable moving forward. And when you listen to those things and listen to their objections or their concerns, only then will you be able to provide a solution that's tailored specifically to their needs.
That is interesting. Cory, you've lived here in Colorado, really probably getting close to the majority of your life. You got here as soon as you could. Basically, For those people that are moving into this area, it's a thriving market in Denver. Are you able to help them, guide them, because you're local? You've been here, you know the areas. Do you feel that's definitely an advantage for people who are out of state, out of town, who are looking to relocate?
100%. I am a resource to people for life. If you need to know where to take your car to get it, the best mechanic in town, I've got you covered. You need to know where to go to get your haircut, which I have to know the right people. Okay, I've got you covered. Whether it's windows, doors, roofing, all things home or neighborhoods, the best places to eat, whatever it is, I love giving people a personalized tour and educating them on what each neighborhood has to offer and helping them to really settle in prior to making that big decision.
I mean, obviously, one of the key components of your success is living here. You know the areas, you know where to help them with, but it's just one piece. I mean, obviously, the fact that you have a background in construction, I mean, that has to really help when it comes to the closing table, when it comes to negotiating. Maybe you're able to see red flags that other people aren't able to see. As a realtor, tell me a little bit about that, how you've been able to maybe tap into so much of that just comes natural to you.
Yeah. Earlier, I kind of said, hey, I'm not a home inspector. I'm not all of these things, but you really brought up a good point. And that is when I'm touring people through homes, I point these things out, right? A roof is a big ticket item. An HVAC system is a big ticket item. So we want to make sure that the drainage is right in the home. So those are things that I point out prior to going in the home. Hey, the roof looks like a 30-year architectural shingle. All of the flashings look nice. The gutters are in good shape. The downspouts extend beyond the home. Then when we get inside, I explain the type of construction. Is it drywall? Is it lath and plaster? How tall are the ceilings? What kind of floors are there? How do you clean the countertops? Right? Those are the types of things where people go, wow, I've never seen a house like this before. And so I really want to do that because we might see 6, 8, 10 homes in a day. And so really putting the most amount of information in people's minds so that they can make a decision that they're confident about is what Cory and Company is all about.
That is interesting. I mean, in an aggressive market right now, let's say someone out there is thinking about selling their home. Why is it important that they have a professional in their corner to put that price tag together to make sure they're going to get their best investment? I mean, because honestly, to me, it doesn't seem like selling our home today is even like it was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. You know, it's an interesting predicament that most sellers are in right now. A lot of people think, oh, you just put a sign in the yard and it's going to sell. But that's not really the case. You have to price it right, number one. Yeah. Then you have to have the correct market exposure. So that's timing, positioning, professional photography, and you have to list it the right day of the week, take it off the right day of the week, and then negotiate each of those offers and make sure, I call it wringing the towel out, to make sure that each and every lead or opportunity that there is for my clients, that I'm bringing that to the table so we can procure not only the best price, but the best terms that the market will bear for all of my sellers.
But a lot of folks out there don't realize that real estate is such an art like that. I mean, there's really an art to it of knowing your experience and putting it together like that. One of the things that I noticed is the fact that your team is really big enough to serve, especially utilizing technology and whatnot, but yet they're small enough to care. Is it important for you to communicate pretty much every step of the process so that the buyer or the seller can feel kind of at ease knowing that they're in control of what maybe is going on?
Absolutely. I want them to feel like they're the only client that Cory and Company is serving at that time. So we leverage technology, we leverage folks on the team that have big hearts for people. We leverage those resources that we have to ensure that our clients have a world-class experience. Our slogan is, we make your vision our priority. So again, circling back to listening to find out what people's goals and plans are, and then really bringing that to life in the course of the real estate transaction.
I mean, so we're talking about from the listing all the way to the closing. Obviously, you're going to be there with them, help them navigate through that. But unlike some realtors, it doesn't stop there for you because of your connections you've created throughout the years. Beyond the closing, you're still there for guidance. You're there. You're really still there as a friend to help them with the network. Maybe they're remodeling. Maybe they're fixing up after they got this place. Is that pretty powerful for you, knowing that that basically you let them know you're just a phone call away even after that sale?
For sure. That is, I coin myself as a resource for life.
Yeah.
In fact, I was just talking with the client today that we closed last week, and he said, hey, I need the drywall guy and I need the flooring guy, and can you send me that electrician's number? And he actually said to me, hey, thanks for picking up the phone. Thanks for being there for me after we closed. And it just gives me great joy, and it's an honor to serve people in that way. And when people have, I need new flooring. Hey, I want to know the best place to get carpet. Hey, we need a door replaced. I want them to give me a call so that I can refer someone to them that they can interview and see if it's going to be the right fit for them. But know that it's a person that's tried, true, trusted, and that I've worked with for years on end.
As I said before, the transaction of real estate can be very exciting. Yet at the same time, honestly, it's very scary because most people have not gone through that before. I've always said that those that have gone through challenges, they're able to help others. You've been there, you've done that. When I read your about page, I mean, you pretty much share your failures as much as you share your successes. Do you feel you're kind of keenly aware to be able to help people as they're kind of frightened of the fact that maybe should I sell now, should I not? Is that something that you're kind of pulling from your past experience on?
Yes. I want to bring a sense of humility to every relationship that I have, and really put myself in their position and walk a mile in their shoes so that I can lend that experience. This is what I do all day, every day. And I've done this year in and year out and built this database of knowledge and information that I want to leverage for my clients' gain. And so just really building that over time, and then being able to, again, just get on that same level with folks so that they know that I'm there with them and for them.
At the end of the day, do you think that what motivates you, regardless if you're doing basically stone, lighting, you name it, you've done quite a few things in the past 20 years. At the end of the day, for you, it's about a win-win for all parties involved. Is that something that is rewarding for you?
You couldn't have said it better. Win-win. Those are the types of relationships that I build. One-way relationships never last. Sure. It doesn't matter if it's personal, professional, and the only thing that makes life worth living in this world, in my opinion, is relationships. So being able to build those with my clients, with other agents, other professionals in this industry, because it's not all about taking. It's about creating win-win relationships so we can all take productive steps forward together.
That is excellent. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is the website. Basically, this is a company that began back in 2015, but really at the helm is a gentleman who has been educating himself, gaining experience in this industry for many, many years. I've sat down with him before, and I can tell you that his passion for really helping people has not changed. It really boils down to the fact that regardless of what he's doing, he enjoys helping you, but not only you, but his community. Basically, someone who lives here in Colorado, enjoys it just like we do. Check out the About page. You're going to learn more about him as well. Many reviews out there that people that he's been able to help. We're talking about over 100 endorsements on LinkedIn on his professional page. This is a company, like I say, that basically buying, selling, maybe your first home, maybe your third, maybe you're looking at building some wealth. This is definitely a a place to get educated, and you're talking about, like you said, a resource for life. That is Cory and Company, educating and empowering you to successfully navigate through your real estate transaction. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.